जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय Jai 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 Ram, Shri Ram Jai
Video card the customer. Right. Shri Ram Jai 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. After they come also we can go. After they come also. Shri Ram Jai Ram. You can sit on the chair.
Jai Jai.
Like that.
No. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ramavu.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ramavu.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ramavu.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. How does repetition of Ram Nam lead to concentration? That was the question raised by a devotee. Papa says, simply muttering like a parrot will not do. The mind should get absorbed in Ram Nam. That is concentration. If the mind does not run about here and there, you will experience the sweetness of Ram. A very important point for all of us because we might be practicing it, we might be doing it. Still, it might be slipping into mutter. Concentration is the preparation to attain that state, to get the mind still. In that state, you forget the body and attain divine consciousness. In our Bombay
Namotsav.
Namotsav, suddenly Shreya brought out that proposition that every session should have one inward ear. So up to first we read, then the group formation, everything is pakka. who will lead, that also was made pakka. So gents were leading with mic, ladies were leading with mic, so each one will start at a appointed time. When they are assembled, the rounding starts, then we read, slowly we read, and then they start. 15 minutes, they will stop, we will again read. 27th minute, slowly we will ask them to go back to their. And when they all sit, we take one quotation from Hindu literature, connected with Ram. So either utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still free from all sense. So we are chanting the name to ultimately make the mind still. That is reminded. And then everybody will close. Everybody will be trying in their own way. Exactly at 2 minutes or 3 minutes over, we will say Hari Om, and then we start again the next session's topic, and again. So every session, whether everybody can take it or not, we don't know. But at least there is a, we had 11 sessions. It's 11 times going in was total, no, total, the whole area. So here Papa says, concentration is the preparation to attain that state, forgetting the body and becoming one with it. To get the mind still. In that state, you forget the body and attain divine consciousness. Ramnam enables you to achieve it. This is Ramdas's experience. He was simply chanting Ramnam, meditation was not there. Ultimately, the mind ceased to wander and chanting stopped. He sat down, meditation came of its own accord, and he was lost in it. He sat like this for 3 hours. He was awake, and still he was oblivious of the world. It was all due to Ramnam and contact of sages. You can take one chair from there. Da. So attune your mind with Ramnam. Otherwise, you cannot bring it under. That is the first attempt. No doubt. வாங்க அங்கேருந்து வேணா ஒரு சேர் எடுத்துக்கோ இந்த சைடில் வேணா உட்காரலாம் ஐயோ as soon as they are 11 first, all 11 were first read out so that they know what is. We had the briefing, but briefing was done. From outside, but it cannot move without fuel. In the same way, words written on a page become visible only because of the white background. But it is not, it's not seen. Similarly, when you look at this, you will see only letters, You will not think about the whiteness. Though it is there, we don't recognize it. So the Nami, similarly within us too, there is an unseen presence because of which we feel alive, and that we exist. That also nobody remembers, You are alive now. Do we remember that? Hectic, one actor. Activity. Thought, activity, thought, activity. Right from the moment we get up till we retire to bed. Even if we have got leisure, this will not come. Some other thought will come. That something is there in me, that is why I am existing. I don't know that I am existing. Then only everything goes. Think about it. So, similarly, within us too, there is an unseen presence because of which we feel alive and know that we exist. That inner beingness is not separate from God. He is the Nami. So when we are chanting the Nama, whose name we are chanting? We used to add that word so that everybody should know Nami is not separate. Whose name we are chanting? So for ourselves, we are trying to hammer this truth that Nami is not separate. Nami is the one which makes us to talk now, which makes you to hear now. Nami is the one which makes you to know that you are looking at me. That aspect we have not so far. We know that we are sitting in this room. So he is the Nami already present in our own heart. Nama chanting, done with this understanding, gently turns the mind inward and helps us become aware of that indwelling divine presence. It helps if we try, otherwise it will not. It will be there, we will not be realizing that he is there. So then, after that, 15 minutes it goes on, okay? And in the background, the big, what do you call it? Screen,
Projector.
big screen,
Oh.
big screen. This will come. So anybody whose mind is what going here and there, then they're again back to this, back to this. This is the idea. And 15 minutes we stop. Again we read. 27th minutes we stop. Read something from inward journey. Linked Ram. All this came because Papa now says we want concentration. Now. Simply muttering like a parrot will not do. The mind should get absorbed in Ramna. This is concentration. If the mind does not run about here and there, you will experience the sweetness of Ram. Question. I thought that forgetting the body and the world is concentration. Papa. Concentration is the preparation to attain that state. Forgetting the body and the world is gone. Forgetting about the body and the world. No? That means me and mind. To get the mind still, in that state you forget the body and attain divine consciousness. You are simply, Ramnam enables you to achieve it. This is Ramdas's experience. His concentration will not be there, his commitment may not be there, because we are all in the comfort zones. Any comfort is withdrawn or denied, our mind will not concentrate. This is the practical problem all of us are facing. How to overcome that, we don't know. Each one has to try in their own way. This is Ramdas's experience. He was simply chanting Ramna, meditation was not there. Ultimately, the mind ceased to wander. And chanting stopped. Stopped by itself. He sat down, meditation came of its own account, and he was lost in it. He sat like this for 3 hours. He was awake, and still he was oblivious of the world. He was awake, that is, it's very difficult to say that. Because in our case, we have only understood we are awake when thoughts are there. No? We are awake when thoughts are there. With minus the thoughts, how to be in that awakeness, we have no idea. It can't be explained also because it's a thought. The moment you explain something, it's a thought. He came out of it and he said so, not during that period or entering in that period. He sat down and meditation came of its own accord and he was lost in it. He sat like this for 3 hours. He was awake and still he was oblivious of the world. So at that time we will say that we have only one option left, praying to him. Through our guru, you are giving this idea, but enable us to do that. By ourselves we cannot do it, because by ourselves means this thought will be there. Na? We are entering into a we are to enter into a state where there are no thoughts, which as an individual at the moment I cannot do that. So I am praying to him, kindly help. Attune your mind with Ramna, otherwise you cannot bring it under control. Asamshiyam mahabaho, mano durnigraham chalam, abhyasena tu kaunteya, vairagyena cha krishyate. Without doubt, O mighty arm, the mind is restless and difficult to control, but through practice and renunciation, it may be governed. If you want to be really happy, identify yourself with the Atman and dissociate yourself from the world. How to do it? The mind does not agree to detach itself from the world. Even, even when you sit silent by yourself, see how much opposition it offers. It is easy to say, be the witness of your body, mind. It requires long and continuous practice, and Ramna makes it possible. If the mind is made to repeat Ramna, it gradually yields. So we will read one more, no? Because what is going to take us, nobody knows. Only that person will know. Go on repeating Ramnam continuously without any break. When we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves to the sound produced by it. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Tuning with the sound. And through the sound, we enter into the perfect stillness within us. This really. That means when we try to close our eyes and when we chant and when we hear, what happens? Papa has come out of it and said, through the sound you enter into the stillness. In our case, we cannot do that because you enter means who? The problem. The thought only, no? No. So the better we keep on praying and then concentrate on the sound and see for ourselves what happens. So this we briefly explained during the meeting. Because it should be from our own experience. Not this control C, control V. Copy paste, no. That will not happen. Just like we are now sharing. Then only. So when Papa's thing is there, words are there, we should try. We should try. This is a toughest job. Toughest job. Ramnam chanting session is okay. But through Ramnam chanting, the mind is to be controlled. No, that is important. You have to detach yourself from the mind in meditation. You are not the mind, you are the witness of it. During the previous day of this program, there we had an interactive session. Very, very pertinent questions were raised. These were all raised there, which cannot be answered. So we can only demonstrate and leave it to the person who you have to try and bring out your own answer. You have to detach yourself from the mind in meditation. You are not the mind. This cannot be explained, you know. You have a body. You are not the body. Easy to say. Intellectually, we can prove also. I can see my hand, I can see my belly, my legs, my everything, you know. So the seer is different from the seen. When I look at the mirror, I see my face, my head. So I can see that. This is my head. So I cannot be all intellectually 100% understandable. But the moment one a pain comes, what will happen? Our identification of the body will become complete. So how to practice? On the other hand, if you Ramdas chanted Ramnam continuously for 2 years. And when he was there, he at once sank into a state of perfect bliss and ecstasy. You can come. You can come inside. So that in one of his writings, he had mentioned this that when we close our eyes and when we chant and when we try to hear our own chanting, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, not for a longer time. Mind will not cooperate. Say one or two, say 10 times. Okay. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 5 times we do. We should hear our own chanting. When this is tried, at least for a tries, the chanting is realized. The chanting is heard. The chanting is done. Passive voice. No? You can't bring the active voice because the hearing is going on. No other thoughts are there. The thought that goes and grabs us and says, "I am hearing," that is not there. So when we do that, and when we come out of it, it may not be there for a long time, and we will be able to see back, see our in retrospect what happened at that time. The chanting is realized, chanting is heard. Wait, wait, who says? Yeah, awareness, pure awareness. Beyond that, we cannot say that. So you have to detach yourself from the mind in meditation. You are not the mind, you are the witness of it. Yes, it is being, when you say it is being heard, you are witnessing it. Sit in that attitude. If you repeat Ram Nam, you will find that the mind does not hinder you from attaining detachment. On the other hand, it will help you. Ramdas chanted Ram Nam continuously for 2 years, and when he sat down for meditation, he found the mind was not there. Immediately, we should not jump into the conclusion that the thinking mind says this. For enabling us to capture that theme, Papa has explained like that. Pure consciousness alone was there. Consciousness minus thoughts. How can you explain that state? So when we read this, we have to stop. We try, we demonstrate, we keep on trying. We might be able to capture it like this for a second. Ramdas chanted Ramnam continuously for 2 years, and when he sat down for meditation, he found the mind was not there. Pure consciousness alone was there. I call it a stillness, silence. At the same time, great void. But it is not nothing, no? It's not shunya. Pure consciousness. That cannot be explained through words. So we now put two and two together. Papa was trying like this, and when he captured that for a tries, then he knew the technique now. And in his case, and in our case, we are doing Ramnam along with so many activities. Ramnam is also there. That's all. In his case, it was exclusive. So the mind became cooperative. In our case, though we all would like to have this experience, hardly probably out of 45 minutes or 30 minutes or even 10 minutes, how much the mind gets attuned to Ramnam. So Namosava should finally lead us to this. That is why probably we take the Papa is now refining it at every Namosava. This is a beautiful concept of bringing this inward journey at the end of all sessions. Let's see what Papa says. So pure consciousness alone was there. He at once sank into a state of perfect bliss and ecstasy. The mind had disappeared in the course of repetition of Ramanam daily for all 24 hours. His vairagya was intense. There was no attachment, no desire, no aspiration for anything in the world. The mind was fixed on Ramnam, and Ramnam completely rooted out the mind. Not Ramdas alone, but many others have attained inner liberation through Ramnam. If you repeat Ramnam without any desire for worldly things, then at the very start you will find it sweet like a nectar. That also we are not. We have to ask this question to ourselves. Sweet means what? No? Can you explain about sweetness? What does he mean by sweetness? When we eat a laddu, no, or a Mysore pak, sweet, that we can understand. Because the taste reminds us. A pleasant taste, no? Beyond that, can we say anything? A pleasant taste. A taste that stays with us. A taste that the moment you think about laddu, it comes. The moment you think about it comes. It has such a deep, what we call it, impact in us. Now you start thinking. He says Ramnam is sweet. How can it be sweet? That is why he says the condition is if you repeat Ramnam without any desire for worldly things, then at the very start, you will find it sweet like nectar. Shruti is thinking deeply.
Swamiji, I was just thinking, Swamiji, that sleep, we all love sleep, no? It is a state where you are aware. At the same time, that thought-free state of deep sleep is there. You are aware.
You are not aware.
No, in the sleep we are not aware. That sweet taste.
Here you are aware.
In the sweet
Minus
taste.
thoughts.
Yeah.
That is the difference.
So that you are enjoying. See, just think.
That you came
imagine.
out only. You came out then and you declare, no. That is the difference.
No, just I'm imagining, Swamiji, how we can sleep and be aware at the same time. Deep sleep and awareness.
Every day he is giving us an option.
The taste.
Every day he is saying, I am there in a blissful state when you are mine. But
Minus
everybody craves for sleep.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep at all. I'm restless. I cannot. Give me some medicine. I will go to sleep. You are right. That every day God is giving us, though we are not aware, He is giving us a taste of a state where we are not dead. We are not dead. And when out of it, we enjoy. If it is not there, we become miserable also. There is a craving for sleep, Craving for sleep.
Yes.
Every day He is giving us that. But the difference what we find is, during the sleep, यत् स्वप्न जागर सुषुप्ति अवैधि नित्यं तद् ब्रह्म. यत् स्वप्न जागर सुषुप्ति अवैधि नित्यं तद् ब्रह्म. That which is constantly there during Jagra, Swapna and Sushupti. That I am. Pratasmarami Hridi Samskurat Atmatattvam Sat Chit Sukham Paramahamsa Gatim Turiyam. What is the Turiyam? Yat Sopana Jagara Sushupti Mavaiti Nityam Tad Brahma Kalam Aham Nacha Bhuta Sangha. Every day, through this prayer, we all learn by heart, we reproduce, that's all, the whole matter. But for our contemplation, this will help us. What is it that makes me know that I have slept? What is it that makes me to know that I have dreamt? I know that I am in the waking state. When did you get up? 5:30, 4:30? You know that. So getting up, that is very clear. Dream also we don't know, but we know it's a dream after coming out of the dream. Sleep, again subtle. Again subtle. From the gross to the subtle and subtler, okay, or subtlest. And probably we can say subtlest is consciousness alone, where we are not asleep at the same time, we cannot explain. He says, once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness. What is that state? Once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness, which is at once cosmic and super cosmic in nature. Stillness of the mind awakens in us. So Ramnam chanting should enable us to lead to the stillness, okay? Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. Intellectually understanding, no. Every stage you have to try to understand. So that is why he says, if you repeat Ramnam without any desire for worldly things, then at the very start you will find, if we have reached that stage, we should have contentment. You know?
Yes.
We should have gratitude. We should be free from grumblings and complaints. Papa could easily say that he has withdrawn from the worldly activity. We are in the midst of activity. The moment after the session, we see rights and wrongs, likes and dislikes, preferences and priorities. That immediately shuts that cosmic principle that is in us and in everywhere. See the toughest struggle. So the Nama chanting, consciously Nama chanting, group chanting, then now Namosava. He is taking us, and now he says, add this inward journey, then only it becomes complete. Because ultimately it has to lead you to have a glimpse. So in our case, we don't expect to have for 1 hours together. We are only asking for a glimpse. So through prayer, along with our discipline, we are asking, why don't you give us a glimpse? In Tamil, we say, Nakira Pertu. So, you cannot eat this much, okay. But just
Taste it.
not taste, just
Taste it.
that is enough. So, we are now requesting, Papa, we are not asking for all this eternal joy and all that. Give us at least one this.
Taste of it.
Because the mind then will crave for that. We have not had it, that is why we are not craving for that. We are satisfied with an external activity. If you repeat Ramnam without it is impossible to repeat it for 24 hours. It is both the means and the end. Many people say we find the name dry and insipid. How can they repeat it for 24 hours? Well, how did Ramdas repeat it for such a long time? It was because he found it very sweet. Ramna must be felt sweet by you. Then you do not give it up. Truly, the saying says, when the name is continuously on your tongue, you are a Jivan Mukta. So we are introducing this, or we have been prompted to introduce this. That is the right word. We will not plan anything. We are open. What does he want? Then from there we call out and read. And with that background, they sit. After they sit, Ramnam chanting is going on for 27 minutes. And after that, they come and sit. We just open, and then he guides us. Then we read. Slowly we read. Once or twice we read, and then it sinks into our mind. Nobody knows when the thought has come and disturbed everybody. That you only at that particular individual know. But at least for a like that, there must be a gap because it is set. You are not directly going and sitting. You have been chanting, and the chanting some effect will be there, no doubt. And those who have got also this bhakti aspect, that will be smooth for them because Nama itself is God. Name is God, Papa used to say, so that we can develop this bhakti towards it. I'm chanting your name, why are you not revealing to me? You will ask. Sincerely, you will ask. My Guru says, name itself is God, and I am chanting your name. And then why are you now delaying? We are not asking for anything. We are not asking for you to give us for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, nothing like that. We are only asking for a glimpse. So easy for you to accede to our request. Like that, there is a dialogue between you and him who is within. Again, Papa's, the, how many hours are we to spend in meditation? Somebody was asking. Papa said, there is no question of how many hours. You have to do it as long as possible. As long as possible. There is no time limit set to it. Ramdas started taking the name for 1 or 2 hours a day. Afterwards, he could not give it up. He was enjoying supreme bliss of the name all the 24 hours. He did not catch the name caught him. So he was automatically repeating the name and was drinking the nectar of it through the years. You must adopt one of these methods for concentration. Ramdas found the sound to be the easiest. Sing God's name slowly to yourself. I think for here,
Yes, Swamiji.
these portions can be
We
taken.
can cut it out.
Papa's own words
Yes,
for our inward journey.
Swamiji.
God experience one. Ramdas found the sound to be the easiest. Sing God's name slowly to yourself. You will find that the roving mind ceases to wander, gets absorbed in the sound. Then you will rise above the sound into a superconscious state. The nature of the Atman is pure bliss. In fact, nectar is nothing beside it. Ah, your whole being will be filled with pure ecstasy. The pure bliss cannot be had after just a few days' practice. You must chant the name continuously and feel that God's grace is on you. You must feel. You must have strength and inspiration from Him. Grace is there, only you must be conscious of it. Everything you do, as a matter of fact, according to His will. The feeling that you are doing everything will go after your surrender is complete. You must feel from the core of your being that He does everything. The practice of concentration, meditation, surrender is done in order to annihilate the ego sense. Sadhana is intended to remove the veil which hides the truth that is within. So the Atman is not anything to be attained, you are only to be aware of it. The mind is nothing but a bundle of desires. When those desires go, the mind is the veil is removed. Then why did God create human beings? That is not the question. The question is how to free ourselves from the bondage. Like that is academic, answer getting an answer. It is not going to serve me in my journey. So Papa was blunt. Everybody asked this question. Even the day, something like that. A bird is caught in a cage and it thinks for itself. Who put me in the cage and why? For how many years I have been there? If it thinks like this, its whole life will be wasted in captivity. No release can come. How to get out ought to be the one problem for it. If it sees a small loophole somewhere, get out. Similarly, you find that you are covered by the veil. It is for you to cast it off. You can do it at once and say, I am birthless and deathless. But the worldly objects attract you so much that you have not the will to do so. You have created your own bondage. Know that the power to free yourself is within you. Uh, the power to free yourself is within you. You are your own friend and your own enemy. If you throw off the veil, you are your own friend. If not, you are your own enemy. So, question: what is the method? Faith or love? Have faith in the words of the Master, then follow his advice. The Master tells you that you are the truth, the immortal spirit. This you accept intellectually. If you have faith in the path shown by him, follow it. You will reach the goal. Otherwise, you can never succeed. The Master tells you from his own experience. If you act according to his guidance, you are sure to get there. Ramdas's Guru told him, my son, repeat this mantra always. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. You will attain immortal bliss. What did he say? Repeat the name always. Ramdas thought always meant 24 hours. So all work had to drop off. If you had anything else, it could not be always. You would not then be following strictly the Guru's instruction. Day and night he repeated the name. He found God because he had implicit faith in his master's words. People said that Ramdas was going too far in his sadhana. To tell you the truth, as a result of continuous repetition of Ramnam, Ramdas was saturated physically and mentally with bliss. That is why he could not but always smile and smile. We remember, we don't know which book we read, Bhagavan's book. Everybody thought, when he came from the, what is this, wrong place?
Madurai.
Anyway, it's not that. He came there from a native place, when he was only a boy, 20 days later. At that time, thinking that because of his severe tapasya attained, now we would do a exclusive, not 99, 100, with the only cloth where he sat. So all work had to be stopped. He would not be then following God. Day and night he repeated the name. He found God because he had implicit faith. People said that Ramdas was going too far in his sadhana. To tell you the truth, as a result of continuous repetition of Ramnam, Ramdas was saturated physically and mentally with bliss. Saturated. Dissolved in Me and my separateness was not there. That is why he could not but always smile and the name is sweeter than nectar. It will take you to the highest spiritual consciousness, to a state in which subject and object become one. These are some of the clues, you have to note down seriously. Me, the chanter, he, the chanted, and the process chanting. So when we chant, we are simultaneously praying to him. Now I feel I am chanting. Please, why are you making me do that? Without you, the chanting cannot take place. If the blood is not going, heart does not beat, I will not be able to exist. And I am not doing the heart. So simply, you are there. Why are you making me? This dialogue, we start. So you are making me to chant. And why are you giving me the feeling that I am chanting? The name is sweeter than nectar. It will take you to the highest spiritual consciousness, to a state in which subject and object become one. The seeker and sought become one. Devotee and God become one. The disciple and guru become one. He is now prompting us to read this in the Satsang, so that not that we will be able to do it tomorrow, but he wants us to keep it in our mind. The words from his experience. He is not telling any philosophy. He is sharing his experience. So that we can, inching can be done. We can move towards it, inch by inch. But during the entire chanting session, we may not be able to hold on. Even when we during our Namosava chanting, though the style is different. In the sense there are breaks, some input will come. All these things are plus points. But still, the turbulent nature of mind will not be able to have a glimpse. So here, Papa is asking now to think about this. Keep it. Some words you can keep it in your mind. So that at the time of chanting, you can draw some inspiration from it. I again read. The name is sweeter than nectar. It will take you to the highest spiritual consciousness, to a state in which subject and object become one. Seeker and sought become one. Devotee and God become one. Disciple and guru become one. Thereafter, sadhana ceases. Because there is no sadhaka there. No bhakta. No seeker as such. You realize that you are the Brahman, you are yourself the Guru. We should not immediately jump into the you means, the sense of individuality. A stage will come when the sense of individuality has also been given to us. To say, because if it is not given to us, how will we enjoy the bliss? Now we know the purpose. So far, we have not understood the purpose of the sense of individuality. Why did he give me his life? I am suffering now. Okay. But when he, only through a human life, we can realize. That is, Swami is the gateway for the liberation. So this species, Durlabam Trayamevai Vidya, Devanugraha Hetukam Manishyatvam Mumukshatvam Mahapurusha Samshaya. This is very, very rare to get. These three: Manishyatvam, human birth; Mumukshat, a desire to realize, liberate ourselves from the clutches of the in your mind, and also the contact of illumine the source. So this will give us some idea. The name is sweeter than nectar. It will take you to the highest spiritual consciousness, to a state in which subject and object become one, seeker and sought become one, devotee and God become one, disciple and guru become one. Thereafter, sadhana ceases because there is no sadhaka, no bhakta, no seeker as such. When we come down to the individual level, we can definitely have that. We will have that. Papa also had that. That is why we could say, though Ram and Ramdas are one, Ram would always like to be the Das of Ram. Then only the enjoyment, for the sake of newcomers. That is why when Mataji also took to this, Mataji was reveling in bliss when this happened. She refused to come out. And Papa said, you have to come out. And then he explained, look, something of it is here. It is go deeper into the realm of utter silence and stillness of your higher self or spirit. Rise completely above the body. Come out of this state, and for you, the world outside will now stand transformed, not the previous world, as the very expression or manifestation of God. Everywhere, the light of God will dazzle your eyes. Even in the apparent diversity and activity of nature, you will strangely be conscious of an all-pervading stillness and peace of the eternal, a consciousness which is unshakably permanent, whether you are opening your eyes, whether you are closing your eyes. Then only Papa said it becomes complete, otherwise it becomes one-sided. Because this is there, the creation is there. You cannot deny the creation. Creation, varied manifestation, bitterness and the sweetness, sourness and the spiciness. We are accepting that. Then only it becomes complete, he says. Go deeper into the realm of utter silence and stillness of your higher self or spirit. Rise above completely from the body. Come out of this state, and for you, the world outside will now stand transformed as the very expression or manifestation of God. Everywhere the light of God will dazzle your eyes. Even in the apparent diversity and activity of nature, you will strangely be conscious of an all-pervading stillness and peace of the eternal, a consciousness which is unshakably present. You realize that you are Brahman, you are yourself the Guru. Then it is that you see yourself everywhere, as everything in the world manifestation, as universal body of God. In the common parlance, you say that you see God everywhere. Who is to see God everywhere? Uh, How can you see Him standing apart from Him? How can you see Him standing apart from Him? Good. Sense of individuality is there, you cannot. Because you standing apart from Him. Who is to see God everywhere? How can you see Him standing apart from Him as He is one with you? You see yourself everywhere. It is in that vision and experience your ego sense is completely wiped out. And all desires clinging to that non-existent ego will disappear. You become desireless, you enjoy supreme happiness. To become desireless is not easy. In the fire of intense desire for God, all desires of the world are burnt out. And when you realize God, when you know you are He, the desire for God also drops off. Then you are perfectly desireless. You have no ambition, no aspiration for anything of this world or of the other world. Nothing to gain or lose. You have found immortal bliss, power, and wisdom. Where is the question of your being imperfect? You are Purna, perfection itself. Somebody asked us, you remember, why this creation? Why? So we have to say, Papa said in a lighter way to understand that when the creation took place, first human creation took place, according to what we remember, correct? Before Sanath,
Sanat Kumara,
ah,
Sanaka Sanandana.
there are four. That came first. They sat on the stage. Who is to see God everywhere? How can you see Him apart from? As He is one with you, you see yourself everywhere. It is in that vision and experience your ego sense is completely wiped out. All desires clinging to the non-existent ego disappear. You become desireless. You enjoy supreme happiness. So there is no activity. Then the power, God decided, unless I put this veil, avidya, there won't be any jagat. This is one explanation. We don't know the authenticity. Logically, it is correct. Because in Atma Bodh, when he says, Anadi Avidya Anirvachya. So just like the creation started, the Avidya also started along with it. It is also beginningless. So then Papa's explanation goes along with that. So in order that he the power comes out in varied forms, he has to put the curtain there, making that individual unaware of his presence. Then only he will have desires, ambitions, so many things, cravings, infatuations, bonding, so many things, so many thoughts. So this avidya, this ignorance, is also there. Now we are trying now. Now. Then why did he do that? One devotee asked us the simple question. For his Leela, why should I suffer? It's a pertinent question. He has made me to feel that I am suffering. You say it is his Leela, why should I? Then again another question only we can logically understand. That when you are in a dream, you do not know that it is dream. So when you say you are in this, he says, Shankaracharya in the same Atmabodh, Samsara Swapna Tulyohi Ragadveshadi Sankulaha Sokhade Swapnavadhati Prabodhe Satyasatthave. The moment you get up, you know you are free from this. So now also when you say I am suffering, actually you are not suffering. Anyway, that is something we cannot digest now. Because we are very much identified with the waking world. We can keep on trying. We pray to Him, plead, appeal. You have made us understood intellectually that you have given this avidya also. Now you take it out. I cannot put that, because I have not put it. You yourself have put it for your own leela. Now take it out. So many food for thought he has given today. So we are praying to Him. You have given so many in this 1 hour. Very difficult for us to remember everything. But something of it you could use. The chanting, how to make the chanting, developing concentration, attuning ourselves with the sound, making my desire to realize you more and more intense. Because that only can pave the way for a desireless state for anything. But the moment I am away, I'm back from satsang. my previous self comes back, There, that is the toughest challenge for all of us. During this period, everything is 100% right. Nobody objects. Mind will go along with it, logical, everything is right. We have faith in the word, we revere Papa, we revere Mahatmas. Everything is this 1 hour we try to develop. But the moment the program is over, when we go out of this hall, the me and mine again comes and takes me. That is why we are unable to hold on to this. Each one, no shortcut, no method has been prescribed, excepting our intense prayer. Please, please, please. We also pray. Today you have given all these for thought. Enable us to retain something of it, please. Don't make me to forget everything the moment I go on with this. All these precious words. And with that bhavana, you can chant for 2 or 3 minutes and then this place. Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jai.
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.